Okay, alright, man. I've got to let you guys in on this. I'm not even going to do an intro and just jump into a grandiose, overblown statement. Make You Black Company is as good as Konosuba. Well, Dylan, you might ask, what in the world is Make You Black Company? And there's no way it can be as good as Konosuba. You must be stupid, with bad taste. It's time to downvote. Well, my precious viewer, Make You Black Company is many things. It is a tale of class war, a tale of the glories of capitalism, a tale of one man struggling to drag himself to the top via only the sweat of his and others' brow while maximizing profit margins. Basically, this show is Bezos' wet dream, and boy is it a good one. The story is headed by Kenji Ninomiya, who I can only describe as Kazuma on steroids, or, to be more accurate, on capitalist steroids. The dude is an unashamed NEET, whose entire goal in life is to craft such a perfect money-making system that he doesn't even have to lift a finger to live a comfortable existence. Basically, he's a landlord. Minor spoilers for the first 10 seconds of the show. The damn thing opens with him celebrating basically buck naked atop a penthouse after winning capitalism. The dude had the gold trophy in being lazy, and then, of course, he got isekai'd. What makes Black Company so funny is that it calls back to shows like Konosuba, where you have a more non-traditional, mean protagonist, but what makes Black Company so awesome is the fact that the mean spirit is 100% pure business. If you ever read a manhwa called The Greatest Estate Developer, which is also peak, go check it out, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Keeping with the comparison, what makes Black Company good is the characters, and in particular Ninomiya's interactions with said characters as he helps scams them out of their hard-earned time, cash, and position. Every character in the show has a steady arc, theme, and conclusion. And yes, you heard that right, conclusion. This show has an ending, or at least an ending that's satisfying enough to the point where I didn't bother going to go see if the source material was still ongoing or not. It is. Basically, Black Company is a short anime that has the concise wit and brevity of Konosuba and other more famous comedy anime without wasting your time. Every episode builds on the plot, introducing new and wacky characters in an organic, fun way that, while maybe not being entirely unique, I found extremely entertaining and hilarious. And I think what makes all this work in a way is that Ninomiya is just simply an incredible protagonist. To be honest, I vastly prefer him over Kazuma, even though I know saying that online will get me crucified, because the dude just works. And this lies in the fact that the reason Ninomiya is so funny and functions as well as he does is because of how imaginative the world of Black Company really is. In Black Company, you have the traditional dungeon-filled isekai world. However, unlike others of its ilk, Black Company takes place in a world that is in the modern era. Heroes are hired as breakers by massive conglomerates to invade and search dungeons for expensive knickknacks and oddities. Magic in this world is just a tool of the trade, and the poor and unfortunate are frequently shuttled into high-interest, low-paying scam jobs in massive corporation debtor towns, completing a setting that, while very extreme and sometimes draconian in its parody, adds an extra layer of oomph to the comedy due to a mix of typical isekai tropes with a more modern setting. Like, minor spoilers, but the dude starts off working at a company that's a stone's throw away from Magic Amazon. It's freaking hilarious. In typical fashion, Ninomiya, who had just achieved his dream NEET-like trance, is then thrusted into a dingy, dark mine to harvest magic crystals and other materials for some far-off corporation. Along the way, he comes across a lizard man named Wanabe and Rimu, the gremlin of the show. Like Konosuba, what makes Black Company work is the comedy, and the way these three and others play off each other to both further the plot and the viewer's own enjoyment. Plus, the show just looks good. Yes, there's some CGI here and there, but as with most good comedy anime, the use of it comes off as more of a gag than just subpar animation. I love the look of this show. It's like a mix of the wild expressiveness of Konosuba with a dash of the more grungy, modern look that you'd see in, say, Eminence of the Shadow. Every character just shines in this respect with emotion and vitriol, which makes every scene a pleasure for the eyes. Basically, from a strictly visual media sense, it's good to watch in the same vein that Konosuba is good to watch. It is bright, cheerful, and pops with emotion in a way many anime fail to capture, like, for example, the multitude of other Konosuba-esque clones. Black Company succeeds in where these series fail, by creating a show that scratches the same niche as Konosuba did, while at the same time being completely unique. The reason you see why I say that I like the show more than Konosuba is because of that fact. It is simple. I just like the story more. Each character gets more development, and again, while some of them are pretty tropey, I love the feeling of adventure you get as the crew ventures further and further into the dungeon. Seeing what wacky strategy Ninomiya could come up with next to swindle his fellows out of more money is simply a treat, and it was one that I was chomping at the bit to return to at the end of every episode. Basically, Black Company is a series that excels in several of the key tenets required of a truly great comedy anime. A loving, hilarious cast, a truly terrible main character with just a dash of overexpressiveness, a yandere gun. It's all right here, wrapped together in one large, easily digestible package. There's so much more that I can say about this series, such as the goated sidecast and the expanded sides of the Magic Corporations, but I think those are best left unsaid. Gotta leave something for y'all to watch, after all. And plus, like I said earlier, this anime does have a satisfying ending. So, if you're looking for something to scratch the itch that is a good anime that doesn't overstay its welcome, I'd go ahead and give this one a shot.